It's the return of Marvel Legends with Baron von Strucker from the Avengers wave on Way I Got It Figured.
The Way I Got It Figured.
Sup, action figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with another Marvel Legends review. Haven't done one of these in a while, but I picked up just last night of the shooting of this video, Baron von Strucker in one of those random Target toy boxes. He was the only figure. I had wished that Iron Man, Extremist Iron Man, or Captain America were there, but they weren't. Baron Strucker was, and he was one of the figures on my list from that wave to get. So he's the first one to get a review from this wave. Wonder Man, I wished he was there too, but you know, it's okay. Baron von Strucker is a longtime enemy of Nick Fury and a sometime enemy of Captain America, and an even more sometimey enemy of Wolverine. You know, he's kind of a Marvel Universe enemy. And this version of him has the Satan Claw, as they call it. There's nowhere on the box to call that out. So, so we're gonna do a review of them. Don't want to take up too much of your time, but we're gonna go over the package, the figure itself. We'll do the articulation very quickly, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about Baron von Strucker, and then, you know, give some final thoughts as we normally do. So we'll start off with the packaging, and here he is in the plastic-free packaging that we've recently learned is going to be a thing of the past. They're going to go back to having plastic in the packages, and Baron von Strucker is in a somewhat decent pose. We got some artwork, which I believe came from the Secret Warriors series a few years back. On the other side, you've got the cross cell, and you get this is the Puff Adder wave, so he's one of the larger guys on the Serpent Society, and he comes with the right leg or left leg of Puff Adder. You can see all the other figures in the wave that come with parts. Iron Man is not present because he does not come with a Build-A-Figure part. Then on the back, you've got Baron von Strucker with his Satan Claw. There's the leg, and he's got a couple of effects. So right off break, before I even get him out, even if they didn't give him alternate hands for both hands, I would have liked the fisted hand for the Satan Claw, because he's always punching somebody with it or whatever. That's okay, I guess. I don't know. He's probably going to get docked a point for that, to be honest. It really should have had a punching hand. But we're going to see how decent what we have here is. So we're going to get him out of the package and see what we got. All right, so we've got von Strucker on the turntable, and his effect parts and leg. He comes with 3 accessories basically, which is what I just mentioned: effect parts and the leg. According to the box, it was the left leg, but this is actually the right leg, based on the foot of Puff Adder. We don't need that anymore. There we go. It's a leg. And he's got these 2 effect parts. No extra hands in the package. That's pretty much it. Baron Wolfgang von Strucker First appeared in the 60s in the Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commando series. He was a member of the, he was a Nazi, basically. And he sometimes would team up with the Red Skull and, all those guys from back in the day. But he's actually the founder in the comic books of Hydra. He did show up in the cinematic universe, but they made him more like this scientist guy. He's not a scientist, he's a soldier. But in the comic books, and he was the leader, the longtime leader of Hydra. So there's been many stories told with Baron von Strucker as a antagonist. He had at one point a death spore virus that he was carrying around, which I'm sure is why he had still got the red lines on his face. So I'm bringing in here. He's got the monocle, which is cool because Dr. Mindbender over on G.I. Joe Classified also has a monocle, so they're pretty good at doing monocles. But these red lines are from the death spore virus that he was gonna essentially unleash on the world. And then he's got the Satan Claw, which has like energy properties and increases his strength, or at least his punching ability. And it's a cool pose. You probably get a cosmic cube in there or whatever, but not that he ever really used the cosmic cube. But it's kind of a clutching pose here. And he would use the Satan Claw, to punch people. So there's that. And I guess he does have an extra accessory because he's got his little kind of shoulder slash sash. Wow. And this belt, which honestly, you don't want to take it off. It's going to look ridiculous without it. It does break up kind of the weird greens. And, yeah. You may be able to use the Red Skull from the Villain Wave's hands to give him some extra hand options. I don't have the Red Skull with me to see if it's, color matched enough to do that. And maybe there's a fisted Iron Man hand that you can use for the Satan Claw so that you can have, so you can be punching, because you're not really going to be able to tell that it's not the actual right hand if it's in a fist. So I'm not 100% displeased that they didn't give him a fist, but come on. I get that they got to save money on the figures and everything, but he's always punching something with the Satan Claw, so kind of, I don't know. He should have a fist. Of course, he does have a fist on the hand that doesn't matter. Now, for articulation, I believe this is the new, he's on the new body, the Vulcan body. He has butterfly joints. He might be the Bucky Cat, and it's not the Bucky Cat mold. I'm pretty sure it's not. He has kind of butterflies right here, but they're like barely butterflies. Maybe they're not even butterflies. I guess I would say they're not. But he can get a T-pose. Legs out to about there. They're not drop down hips, so they're not going that far. Kick to about here. Kick back to about there. And obviously the usual swivels of the thighs, the usual boot cut is here. Pretty much everything that you normally get with Marvel Legends. It's pretty ample gut crunch there. Pretty cool. Head up to about there. Head down to about there. There we go. It's a pretty decent head. Back to about there, and it's a nice touch that the thing is fully painted. And when you crunch his abs, it doesn't touch the paint, so it's never going to mess up the symbol when it's in regular kind of. So I'm gonna give him credit for that. That's cool. Okay, let's do it again. So it goes all the way up to there, and the symbol retains all the way down to there, and the symbol is not touched by the crunching of the abdomen. Of course, normal waist swivel. So yeah. Oh, and of course, for those who care about that, he is totally pinless. No pins. So there is his articulation. So there's really not a whole bunch to, discuss. I have talked about the character, Baron von Strucker. I try to figure out how you get these things on him. Show power coming off the gauntlet or whatever, the Satan Claw. Which of course they would never ever call it that. There's no call out to it on the box, and there wouldn't be, because it's a Satan Claw. I guess you just, it's not the best. Guess you're supposed to sort of, have the energy around there. Wish he had some Kirby dots, but I'm pretty sure Jack Kirby was the first person who drew him with the Satan Claw. I think. I know I have a comic book with Mike Zeck, where Mike Zeck did the artwork. It was a Captain America issue with Baron Strucker in this outfit. So yeah, he's cool, pretty cool villain. If you like Nazis. Now it's no longer a Nazi, he's the Hydra, leader of Hydra, so, we don't have to keep saying that. There you go, Baron Wolfgang von Strucker. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and give final thoughts. Alright, final thoughts on Baron Wolfgang von Strucker. Baron von Strucker, as we're calling him, because that's what he is on the box. He's a decent figure. I was happy to see him. There's other, I wouldn't have picked him as the first guy to get from the wave, but I definitely wanted him, which is evident because it's here. I bought it. We're doing a review. But he's hampered perhaps by a little bit by the fact that they didn't give him. I would be much happier even if they gave him a fisted hand and nothing else, honestly. Maybe I'm not hard to please, but I just feel like the Satan Claw, they call it the Satan Claw, but it's not a claw. He really uses it to punch things. So, yeah, would have probably enjoyed that. All told, though, the portrait is spot on. No pins. While that's not a big thing for me, and I really love what they did with the ab crunch. You're never gonna, scrape up your Baron von Strucker. So there's that. All right. So I'm gonna give this figure I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. Where I got a figure rank. He probably could have hit 9. With just a couple of extra accessories, a couple of hands maybe. I definitely would have probably given him a better rank. Just so that you can use him in action that, in an action that you would use him in. It probably would also help if he had like a trigger hand and a gun, but I get it. I know where we are in this era of action figures, so it's all about cutting costs. So for now, that's gonna do it though. I don't really have anything else to add for this guy. I've probably given you a pretty good indication of his history. So if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you're not new to the channel, like and leave a comment. I'm happy to have a Marvel Legends figure to do. I probably could have had Captain America and Iron Man by now, but I'm waiting. I have them on pre-order, so I'm just waiting for the pre-order to come. So I'll definitely be getting those guys from the wave, and Wonder Man as well. Probably gonna skip the Orb. Probably gonna skip Yelena Belova. Not that I don't like Yelena Belova, but I don't like that Yelena Belova. So we'll see how it goes. If things are on discount, that always sort of changes things. But I'm not gonna pay full price for them. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thanks for all the new subscribers who've been joining up and sticking around, and hopefully I can keep you engaged with some decent action figure content. So yeah, thanks. And I will see you guys on the next video. Until then, everybody stay safe. Hug your loved ones. You don't know. You never know. No day is promised. So yeah, this is an interesting week in my family, and I'm not going to get all into it, but definitely don't take anybody in your life for granted. Okay, that's it. I'm out. Peace.
The way I got it figured.